Welcome back, my dear friends. Today is another episode with Morpheus, giving you a bit of the red pill, the truth about trading with binary options. Can you do it? Can you make money? Is this something that you can do long term? Yes, and yes, and I've kind of explained this throughout many videos in the past. I do encourage you to take a look back as well to find out what kind of things you might have missed. But if you are not shy like my boy Henry and Donald right here, they usually say hello, but you guys are also able to ask your questions, ask anything pertaining to independent money-making opportunities. This is something that I live for. This is something that I'm very, very eager to share with you. Things that are based on logic, math, statistics, has nothing to do with luck. And the answers that you will get are going to be, I don't know, kind of clarifying, not really getting you into more confusion. Binary options. Is it easy? Yes, it is. What's the difficult thing? It's actually emotional control. We're always kind of come back to proper money management. Emotional anchors. This is something that I always, kind of discuss in my videos. Today, my dear friends, let's kind of hop over into the browser. Today, because there are no fundamental kind of reasons for today, actually for this week, I think like on Friday, we're going to try to take advantage of the employment change statistic because, well, as I mentioned before, um, employment statistic actually something that leads to inflation, right? If people are working, that means there's going to be inflation because these people are going to be spending their money. So Canadian unemployment is something that we're going to take advantage of this Friday. Here it is. It's going to be at 6 p.m. Wait a second. No, it's not. Hold on a second. This is not my time zone. I was showing somebody something, but essentially, here we go. My time zone is GMT plus 3. And let's take a look at it again for this week so that the time is right. There we go. Canadian statistics are usually released at 3:30 my time, and just like American statistics. But, because these events, FOC meeting minutes, this is kind of subjective. Unemployment claims, that's a weekly statistics. There's really nothing today. We're going to be doing another indicator. We're going to go down the list. Wait a second. We're going to go down the list. We did OSMA yesterday. Oscillator moving average, or moving average convergence divergence MACD before that. And if you haven't seen the videos, you can go back once again into our channel. Obviously, hit the like, hit the, make a comment. I'd love for, for me and my team to clarify these things for you fully, right? So that if you have any kind of questions, if you're, kind of heard about this, somebody said, something about this, whatever, you are able to kind of get a little bit more information about that. Telegram channels where you and I can talk one-on-one. This is exactly how Henry and Donald became kind of like our avid followers. I think like, we got Lucky Ben that's around here somewhere. Kind of made an appearance one of these days. Anyways, Telegram channels if you want to get some a little bit more guidance one-on-one. If you might be shy about asking the questions now during live in front of everybody. Just know that we're going to do a little bit of technical analysis today, and today we're going to give a little bit more preference to the rate of change. Not an indicator that I use very often, but once again, this is not really something that I do. I'm not asking you to do what I do. I'm asking you to kind of give you a little bit more, a little bit of attention so that you understand what what things are available to you specifically. And based on your goals, based on your demands, based on your limitations, based on your schedule, we're able to build a plan for you specifically. So I'm not really selling a true strategy, a trick, right? We're talking about everything. Actually, one of the very often asked questions is, from me is like, hey, what are the best indicators? There is no such thing. It's not like the, pocket option right now. It's not like all of these indicators are like a needle in the haystack. Hey, psst, this, and this, everything else is, not good. Oh, that's not it. That's not the case. So all of these indicators, what is an indicator? Indicator, it's a mathematical algorithm that calculates data, the quotes that are coming in, and establishes a particular pattern, right, which raises the probability of a particular consequence. All right, so today there's actually a few ways you can trade. There's divergence with regards to the rate of change line, and for example, if the asset is I don't know, is going sideways, right, and but here it's like rising, right, or the other way around. Here it's rising, but there we go, right. See, we got like this rising, move right here. But if we draw a line from here to here, it's going to be decreasing, right? It's going to be kind of like downtrending here. Yet the asset is moving upwards here. Once again, this is a sign that that there's going to be some consequence. In this case, that there's going to be, there should be a downtrend coming up soon. Because the momentum, right, rate of change, it is a momentum indicator, and the momentum is kind of peaking less and less. And we do have a zero line over here, and today we're basically going to say that any time it crosses the zero line, right? So there's actually a few ways to trade this, where it enters the overbought, oversold zone, where it crosses the zero line, the divergence. Today we're going to focus on the easiest one. And today is probably going to be the multiplier. We're going to do the multiplier of 1.5 with a small $5 entry. Because, as I mentioned, this is not really something that I do very often. So this is something that we just need to bear in mind. All right, there we go. And so once again, if there's anybody that wants to kind of ask about a particular question, rate of change, technical analysis, we're going to do it with euro. Actually, we're going to do it with several. Like what we usually do, we'll analyze a particular group of currency pairs with 92%. The OTC is actually something that keeps me very happy. And one of the things that we don't ever recommend people that have been doing this for a while is to use only one indicator, whether it's leading or lagging. One indicator is usually not enough. I mean, you might have your favorites. Like I have my favorite for some reason. I really like parabolic SAR. These are the dots right here, right? And when they switch, when they're on top, you essentially understand that there's going to be a downtrend. When they're below, there should be an uptrend, more green candles than red, and so on, right? But we also, with you guys, we did quite a few support and resistance leveling. Something that basically I can't live without. And this is also something that you are able to, kind of add without cluttering the screen too much. But essentially, I would say that this is something that could tell you when there is enough momentum, or kind of confirm the momentum of a trend, right? Or I would say the strength of trend, right? So whenever it crosses the zero line, there's a zero line right here. I really wish that we had the opportunity, because we do have opportunity to customize the thickness and the color, but not really the zero line. So anyways, usually, by the way, let's actually kind of switch. Rate of change, rate of change is, wait a second, I thought I left it, there we go. Rate of change right here, there it is, and it comes out this kind of like yellowish color, and it comes out at period of 14. I like to, for you guys to understand that there's usually indicators that are default settings on pocket option. They're geared a little bit more towards smaller time intervals, right? So usually 1 minute, right? So if you're trading, 14 is it's actually quite okay to trade with default settings. The thing is that if we take a look how many times it crossed the zero line, right? We got well, if we take a look right here across the zero line, we got one. We kind of have like almost a barely anything kind of boop boop, and it came back in. I really wouldn't say that this was you know, kind of a crossing of an upward movement, but nevertheless, if we put a support level right here, we do see kind of like a 2-point contact, and we've got a bunch of other indicators showing. But we do have, there we go, crossing the zero line right here. We do have kind of like a good timing with a super trend, right? There it is. Parabolic's been on here for a while, but right about here, right, the asset has crossed the zero line. There it is. Right, and we understand that the further it goes down, the more we can kind of confirm, right, that it's got a higher probability of continuing to go downward. When it starts to retrace, right, the retracement happened right on the red candle right here, right, and when it's over, it's, you know, the next candle, the green one, started to reflect that that's it. Maybe the several kind of aggressive moves downward are now up and you know, lacking the energy, lacking the inertia to continue. So we do also understand that after a big move down, there tends to be a bit of a retracement, continuation, bit of a retracement, continuation, you know, until it peters out, right? So there we go. This is maybe something that we need to keep in mind. All right, so the way we usually trade on here with you guys is that we take a look at maybe other currencies, and we, man, we usually miss, we really do. We usually miss some really good ones. Look at this euro to ruble. Really decent support level. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kind of like a false breakout 7-point contact. And man, okay, so when it broke through, we do now kind of have a, you know, relatively decent idea about a resistance level forming here as well. Anyway, so we're looking, right, with the rate of change, and as I mentioned, because we're trading 1 minute, I actually like to maybe take a look at a slightly smaller period, because it is a little bit, you know, kind of faster. You don't need to really know what happened yesterday in order to trade in this minute, right? I don't even need to know what happened past 5 hours in order for you to trade in this minute. That's not the ratio that we're looking for. So, you know, we could adjust the period, the amount of candles that are factored into this formula of this indicator to be a little bit smaller, right? And once again, we're looking for that zero line. We kind of got this, you know, upward, I don't know, it's crossing. It's not really kind of doing this like really good, you know, peaky moves, right? Like something like right here. This is something that I like, where it goes down. Right here, it actually starts to say that, hey, there should be a really decent upward trend. Here's the zero line, it crosses it, and it starts to go upwards, and we start to understand that there should be more red candles than, or green candles than red. And man, but we actually have this like super awesome channel right here, huh? So we barely missed it right here, right? With regards to 1, 2, 3, almost 4, you know, kind of this channel going upwards. So right now, I don't know. I still think that right now we would be in a good position to wait a little bit longer to see, right? So there we go. There we got a parabolic, all right? Let's go with the parabolic. There we go for, wait a second. I don't like this. Let's do, there we go. And next one is 750 with regards to the proper money management. We're going to do 3 steps martingale. 3 steps martingale. That's all I'm going to do today with the rate of change. Alright, so we do have the zero line being breached the other way around, so, but I do believe that it should be going upwards still. Alright, so this, as I mentioned, this is really more about the momentum indicator. It did touch the low right here, and I do believe still that it should be going upwards, right? So we do have a 2-point contact perhaps right here, and we'll see till the end of this line, till the end of this minute, so we go to the next one. And as I usually say, you know, a couple of seconds before the end of the candle, I will open another upward position here. Alright, I'll do a little bit sooner than I had to. Alright, so now we got kind of mixed signals. We got fractal, you know, this, that's going in and out. Alright, next one will be 1875. according to our plan. And now we actually do have maybe like a second point contact between 1 and 2 for the resistance, and 1 and 2 for the support. Remember that this is OTC, and this is something that's being moved right now by pocket option clients. Right, so it's not real market. It's not hundreds of millions of people opening positions, but our dear pocket option clients themselves. All right, let's take a look at MACD, and you know what? I do really enjoy looking at SHAF. All right, so MACD is telling us that, yeah, I don't know. Actually, I don't think I should have opened even that. You know what? Let's hold off a little bit more on Euro Ruble right now, because we really don't get too many good signals in this regard. All right, so let's see. We got this kind of moment right here with MACD. That is, it's kind of small. There was a crossing. There is a crossing right here for a sell. I mean, I could probably, you know, expect another red candle. But I don't know if I want to take it. I think I want to actually start with a first position as, you know, again. Even if I would, right? Even if I would want to take it now. I don't know, we got the zero line right here that's being crossed. All right, let's take it. Let's take the next minute. Let's take $5 for a downward movement. All right, so the zero line wasn't crossed with the rate of change, but we do have this kind of like a pitiful looking, it's not very good signal actually, with regards to MACD, and I don't know, I really don't see a lot of energy from this movement. So this very, very long upward trend, right? We've seen it, you know, so it started from 1430 for about an hour and a half. It was moving up here, or I'm sorry, for about an hour, right? If we're talking about 1430, and at yeah 1530 or 1540, around an hour 20 minutes, it was going upwards, and now for approximately, you know, since essentially about what time we got now? Almost 20 minutes, right? So yeah. So about half an hour though, not for an hour and a half it's been going up, but for about half an hour now it's been going downward. Alright, so there we go. Across the zero line, it's continuing to go down. I would actually say that yeah, we could try another one. Oh, actually we're in the next minute already, yeah. Alright, we can try another position for $5. There we go. We do have a parabolic switched to the top. We got super trend pointing down. And the bars on the histogram and the MACD are growing. All right, so you know, once again, giving us a little bit more of a go-ahead. The probability is higher for this to continue. But I gotta say that it's not something that can go on forever. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red candles in a row, and it makes me think that very soon we should be receiving a retracement. Alright, so in the 20 seconds, we'll see that, alright, but we got kind of like everything still showing that it should be going down. And see, maybe that retracement is going to be happening sooner than later. Alright, that's why we're looking at the kind of like second point contact here, somewhere. Alright, so there we go, close, we're in the money. And, yeah, there it is, you know, I'm actually kind of, I'm not like an oracle or anything like that. Even though we got the theme, the Matrix, the Morpheus is in the house trying to give you a little bit more truth, but you know what? Everything revolves around probabilities. So I'm going to go with the smaller position for a, you know, continuing the trend. But we see the super trend starting to go sideways. We got a green bar over here. There we go. All right, so this is actually not a bad thing. If it starts to go up, we already know the next point of interest, right? It would be somewhere here. So we got 1, we got 2, and I would actually say that maybe we can do something like this as well. There we go. All right, lower it a little bit, and all right, so we do have. All right, so it is going down. But this is where I must say that I'm not trusting this for very long. All right, there we go. We got We got a zero line right here crossing. It's still going down. We're still... Alright, you know what? Let's continue. Let's ride this train a little bit longer. Alright, so 40 seconds till the end of this candle, but something tells me, as I mentioned, that very soon there should be a retracement. Alright, and once again, if anybody kind of joins right now, do understand this is going on live. This is my real account. This is going on live right now. If you click on pocket option link below, you'll see this graph right now with Euro, Ruble, OTC with 1 minute candles. And there's never any kind of pressure with this company. I love pocket option for the fact that they pay out your profit with no kind of drama. So there's demo account where you can test all of the things that you and I discuss, as well as the tournaments. They're, kind of like right there. This is also something that's available on a daily basis. All right. And this is something that I think most of you should give a shot to before you put your real money, in here. And right now, we kind of took a look at what's going on, and I'm really beginning to think that this channel has decent presence right there. All right, so we have from here, right, it kind of bounced. It went here, kind of came back down, almost, not quite, bounced again, and it's bounced again. So we do have 1, 2, 3 point contact, and we got kind of stretching the truth a little bit here, but 1, 2, and a 3, kind of third point contact here. We got a buy signal from Fractal. I usually call this my early signal, right, my early alarm for something happening, but we don't have any confirmation yet from anywhere else. So the fact that it bounced off of a third point contact, it's good. But it could go sideways right now, and it's highly likely that it's going to go up. But if it goes up and up, this is going to be the next level of interest. And if it breaks through, this is going to be the next level of interest at the point where we'll be able to expect a retracement, right? Or something to happen, either a breakthrough or a retracement. So be aware, and actually now I'm kind of liking what's going on over here. So let's kind of, we have to wait a couple of minutes to see what the market shows. So far, wait, see, there we go. And there we go. Because this is moved by pocket option clients, I mean, there's not always, not everybody sticks to the rules, right? Not everybody does, and certain people do emotional trading. And so it looks like it could be breaking through, right? It could be breaking through this particular support level and continuing to go down further. But truth be told, I mean, we're looking at quite a few levels where it could have been bouncing off of. So here, it is actually a really nice level of interest, right? There it is. So we have, like, in the recent past, this is where the asset was bouncing off of. And sure enough, it bounced off of here. So if it continues to go down, next level of interest might be somewhere around here. Because this is where the next level it was bouncing from. Here, we could kind of say that this would be like a zone of, few pips that we could give that zone to. Next one is here. Next one is obviously here. So we're still around this level right now. We got everything saying that it should be going, or that it is going down, but we got 2 green bars from MACD. We got, I don't know, the shaft could be rounding out a little bit. We got the rate of change going sideways a little bit here. All right, so this is something that we should be aware of. All right, there we go. So is it going to go and continue to go downward? If that's the case, we got super trend parabolic on top. Not really something that I would say that I like. I still believe that there might be, by the end of this candle in 14 seconds, we should get the next candle, and that could give us a little bit more indication as to what to expect. Wait, not 10. Should have been 0. There we go. Yeah, I'm inclined to wait. I'm going to be inclined to wait a little bit more. All right, so let's give it a little bit more time, because I think here is going to be reversing. All right, while we're waiting, let's see, maybe we can see something else. Oh, there we go. There's a zero line. Hold on a second. There's a zero line right here. And it's crossing right now. We got a whole bunch of crosses. Let's start with this, please. Yeah, I do believe that it's going to be going up. So next position is 750. And I do believe that we're going to go to next minute. And here, we're going to hang out for just a little bit. All right. So what do we see? What do we see? We see some really good stuff. Alright, so we see a nice resistance level. 1, 2, pretty much 3, 4. That's pretty good. I'm actually going to go for this minute and another $5. Alright, and let's duplicate this and see we have a really good. Wow, I mean, how it doesn't get much better than this, it should be told. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 1, 2, 3 for support level. We got crossing of the zero line right here. We got a crossing of the MACD. Let's see, we got shaft that's rounding out, and it is saying that the move it went down here. Well, it is kind of like coming to an end, so it should be going up. We got super trend pointing up, parabolic. Man, we got a whole bunch of signals, and as I mentioned, we're going to be focusing a little bit more today on rate of change. So it is crossing the zero line, and but we gotta keep an eye out that the previous highs was somewhere where it is right now, the momentum. So I would say that this is not something that can last forever, but I am going to maybe take a smaller position, and I'm still going to kind of ride this upwards a bit more. Let's see what happens. All right, and by the way, for statistics, where are we at? We lost $12.50. There we go, 9-1. All right, so there we go. We got it back already, and we're already like $10 in profit, right? So there we go. We're already like $10 in profit, even though we started out a little bit on shaky ground, so to speak. All right, once again, I got one of my boys from in the Telegram channels discussing something. Okay. You're saying you brought in another person. All right, 1 second. Uh, all right. So coming back here. All right, there we go. This is kind of another thing that I wanted to mention. Look, we have very, kind of historical references. I mean, when we put the cursor, we got the vertical and horizontal lines. You kind of are able to say that, hey, in the recent past, it reached to this kind of the level of momentum before it started to retrace. And when we counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green candles, we're kind of reaching that point where it's kind of like saturated. We had a buy signal from MACD right there, crossing of the histogram, the zero line crossing of the signal and the MACD line. Right at this moment, there was that zero line crossing as well. Right about here, can't catch it really. Anyways, right here was the crossing of the zero line. We had the rounding of the shaft. We got the buy signal from super trend and parabolic. So I would actually still say that it's got good potential to continue right now. Let's take advantage of that as well. The reason for that, we kind of have a breakout strategy potential. Right, it's been actually going down for quite a long time, right? Establishing new lower lows or lower highs as well. And it seems like it's testing this period right now. There's lots of, I would say, decent momentum enough for it to continue to go upwards. Next position would be for $3 on the next minute. And I'm still going to say that it's going to test this period here a little bit more, perhaps. But there we go. Look, we got the red bars from MACD. We already have the shaft over this line, over the 75, which means that it could reverse right now. And next one, 5. 5 times 1 point. Let me actually. Oh, yeah, it's 7.5, right? 750. Next one is 750. And we're going to hang in here and just kind of check out what's going to be going on. Alright, so a decent buy signal. We took advantage of a few green candles. But as I mentioned, in like 20 seconds, I do believe it's either going to be a false signal and come back in. Because it has been going up for a decent, for a decent amount of time. So it does have that point where it could be retracing and going back down to test this period again. But let's just kind of stick with it. This is like as good as the signals get, really. Alright, so there we go. We're gonna wait. I'm gonna go back to my smaller entry point. And again, I keep mentioning this to anybody who reaches out to me in Telegram channel to talk to me one-on-one. Remember that the thrill of the reward is never, it never equals the bitterness of a loss, right? So when we're talking about, yeah, I could be opening positions for $100, right? For hundreds, right? Open first one for 100, second for 2. My statistics are relatively decent enough where I'm able to recover my losses relatively quickly, but I gotta say that when you start with 100, next one is 2, next one is 6, next one is 1,800. Yeah, that plays psychological games, really, that I don't enjoy. Alright, so anyways, we're kind of keeping an eye out. Remember, there's no such thing as a strategy. There is ability to analyze what we see right here and make a proper decision based on logic, math, statistics, and, higher, lower probabilities. So let's just keep, still keep on with this. It still says up. I don't believe that it's got much more energy to go up. And by the way, we could also kind of take a sneak peek into a slightly bigger time interval, right? So it did go up here, but it looks like it is testing this period just a bit more, right? We could actually put it across the bodies like this with a 3-minute candle and say that it can even go a little bit higher. Though, look, in 3 minutes candles, we do actually have a buy signal from MACD. We got crossing of the zero line right here with regards to right there across the zero line as well. A little bit, a little bit further back. We got parabolic. Wow, actually, for the next 3 minutes, I do believe that it could be going up a little bit more. So, but here we got the opposite. We got a reversal. So within the next 5 minutes, it could be higher than this point. But for the next minute or 2 or 3, it could go back down, go back under. Alright, there we go. And I actually believe that we should wait for another kind of like confirming buy signal. See, we got the MACD line rounding out. That's the green one right here. We got the signal line going, kind of sideways. We got 2 red bars, and the rate of change is, kind of decreasing as well. So, I do believe that it could go down a little bit further still. Alright. Anybody who's joining us right now across this stream, do be aware that this is live. It's not pre-recorded. We're making money right this moment. We're analyzing the market. We're not doing a strategy. We're analyzing the market. Today we're giving a little bit more preference to signal giving from the rate of change indicator. And as I mentioned, like catching that zero line is damn near impossible right here, but there it is. Somewhere here, if it crosses, we buy or sell. So we trust it with a small amount. We trust the signal. We see how good the statistic is. Alright, this is done live. The same graph that you see here is going to be in the demo account and the tournament. So whether you're in Mexico right now or in, I don't know, India, the graph is identical, right? You can test my words. You can test our theories, our lessons, without any kind of risk to your money. And you know what? Let's come back to Euro Ruble to see what it's doing. Alright, remember I said that this looks like it could be a relatively decent 1, 2, 3 point contact. It's been going up. It came close, right? So we got this kind of like a, it's not an exact science to put the support and resistance levels, right? But we got this kind of like a downward trend, expanding downward trend. So if it's going to be going down right now, and remember I said that if it's going to break through this, it's going to go to the next level of interest. In this case, it's that. And which makes me kind of think that, yeah, we had it right the first time. This is the level of, right now that everybody might be looking at. So 1, 2, 3 point contact. We got super trend going flat. We got parabolic saying that it's going to go up. We got a fractal saying on this candle that it should be going lower, but on this candle we have a fractal that says it should be going higher. Yeah, so we got like a whole bunch of mixed signals. There was a buy signal right here with the shaft with MACD, saying that it should be going up, and as you can see, it did go up a bit. But it's testing this period right now, so makes me think that what is it going? And you know what, there we go, this thing is not moving really too. It stays at the 0 line. Okay, so I don't know. I think I would want to wait another 20 seconds to see if I can make something of this. This could be like a breakout strategy, 1, 2, 3, and on the fourth time it's going. But it could be a false signal. It could be going, under after, because right here we had 2 red bars. But everything, as I mentioned, with the Euro Ruble, with the OTC, this is something that sometimes the guys are not really playing by the rules. But we can still do something kind of small and see if it, kind of ends, gets us something, positive. We got a flat, look at this, we got rate of change, we got a flat peak, but here we got an escalation, right? So this upward trend, in my opinion, is not really something that's going to last for a long time, though we can ride it all the way through, right? We can ride the next minute upwards as well. So in 22 seconds, we'll see if we're in the money. Again, I want to kind of revisit this. I'm okay with making a couple of $100 even a week, right? A couple of $100 a week is fine for me, because at the end of the month it's like $1,000, maybe $1.50. But there are other events that are going to make me consider opening a bigger positions, right? Like CPI. Oh, I didn't choose the next minute, did I? All right, so the CP. Oh, great. Yes, I did. All right, so I made a goofy thing. This is where looking back and forth, making sure that I, talk to people, even though nobody's actually, sending me questions. I'd love for this to be a dialogue instead of a monologue, my guys. So, reach out to me when if you guys have any kind of questions about this. But coming back to what I was saying, I'm okay with a couple of hundred a week. Even if I do this at the very base level. But there will be a few positions that I'll open for a couple of $100, like on CPI. Right? So at the end of the month, I'm actually, always within like $2, 3, $4,000 worth of, in profit. And, I'm never shy about showing you my statistics. Right? So you've seen essentially here when we click, we understand, what kind of success rate or losing to winning rate I have, but we always end up in the money. Very, very rare will I actually go at the end of the day into the red, right? And if it's going to be in the red, it's going to be very small in the red, which means that the following day I'm going to have very easy time coming out of it. If I open positions for hundreds of dollars, this is becomes a little bit more difficult, and the pressure is, kind of immense. Alright, so it looks like we should be losing here, right? We got next minute, we lost $4, which means we should go, 6-1 is next one, right? And should we go up again? I don't know. Look, we got a red bar, we got the signal line kind of, rounding out, we got fractal saying go down. I don't know. The fact is that this candle is so freaking big, it's the only reason why I haven't opened. Alright, let's go down on this one. So now I'm looking at a $10 loss, so $15 position if I lose here. And look, I mean, the rate of change is going down. MACD's got the two red bars that are decreasing, closing to the zero line. And you know, yeah, I'm going to still stick with a downward position for a little bit longer. So we got 30 seconds until this is resolved, and we kind of see if it goes down a little bit further. I bet you we're going to see parabolic switch to the top. We're going to see in 20 seconds, we're going to see if there's going to be a third red bar and the crossing of the zero line or crossing of the signal line and the MACD line. There we go. We got the parabolic switch, and I do believe that it should be, you know, should be a winning position now. As I mentioned, this is why I said that everybody's got favorite indicators. I do enjoy the probability that I get with the parabolic. It usually does good. All right, so there we go. We got a third bar. We don't have, I don't know, there we go. The shaft is rounding out as well, so I'm actually going to ride this trend a little bit further than just one or two positions. Remember I said that, you know, you are able to put like 5 indicators, and if you wait for all of them to give you a signal, statistically speaking, that maybe they give you like a really, really good, you know, good chance of winning. This is where we need to be aware that you might get like 3, 4, 5 signals throughout the entire day. All right, so for some of you, depending on your schedule, maybe this is not really something that you would feel comfortable with. All right, so next one is 750. And that's why we take advantage, because, you know, I'm not going to open like 3 positions. Imagine how boring these videos would be if I opened like 3 or 4 positions of, you know, throughout the entire hour. Yes, the probability of them being in the money if I waited for the MACD, for parabolic. I mean, wait, we have like a really good one right here, right? This is as good as it gets. We got a buy signal from shaft. We got a buy signal from MACD. We got a buy signal from parabolic, from, you know, early buy signal from fractal, right? So all of this is great, but if you kind of take a look, man, the other one was somewhere here. This was like 10 minutes before we started, and this was 20, almost 30 minutes after we started. So, you know, this is not. Wait, did I win? I think I won. Oh, I'm still in play. I'm gonna win now. All right, so let's go back to $2 next minute. I'm kind of late on this. I should be a little bit earlier. But yeah, two positions, right? 2 positions, maybe, as I mentioned, yeah, one here, and this is like 30 minutes, if not more, 40 minutes worth of waiting. But again, if I have 9 out of 10 wins with this approach, the hell, I'll open not for $1, I'll open for $100, right? And the next one I will open for 200 or 300. Right, because I understand that the probability of success when all of these signals are showing, it's significantly higher. That's why we are going through all of the indicators. All right, next one is 3 for the next minute, right? And we get 5, 4, 3, or what do we got? We do have a cross. You know, yeah, I'm still going to go down. I'm still going to say that it's going to go down. The next one is 750. All right. Alright, so this is where I keep coming back to this, and I'm going to say it again right now. I'm sorry for repeating myself. There is no such thing as a strategy. There is a proper way of analyzing the situation and taking a calculated risk. Right? Nobody, whether you're trading stocks, like actually buying stocks, becoming part owner of companies, whether you're even like buying an apartment to rent it out, you're not expecting there to be only pluses. There will be a moment when the stock will dip in the red because the company invested a crapload of money into new technology or an expansion, right? So their net worth is going down because they've invested into something that didn't bring money yet. right? So having said that, right, your real estate, right, somebody could, I don't know, somebody could flood you, or you could flood, your tenant could flood somebody else, right? So there's unexpected expenses there as well, but for some reason we understand and accept that, but not in binary options, right? So be aware that you are going to be in the red sometimes, but as long as it's calculated, small, it's not a big deal. All right, so we have the crossing of the zero line. There it is right here, right? And we started selling. I think that I might take another position for, $2, but I would say that I want to hold off because of this, right? Because this was the previous level of resistance. Once, right here, right here, right here, or support in this case, support. It does look like it could continue to go down. You know what? Yeah, let's take another position. Let's take another position for like $2, but I don't think I'll go for three. If I lose $2, I'm gonna stop. Uh, Right. Well, remember I said that if it goes below this point, where's next it's going to go? This is that next point right here. And if it's going to continue, there we go. This would be the next level of interest. And at this point, I gotta say that this is like I would say that this is the max. Let's take a look. See, how long ago this level was not breached. What are the chances? What is the probability that it's going to be broken right now? This is OTC. This is not some sort of news that's pushing lots of people to say sell, right? It's not that, right? So there needs to be understanding that I think that right now there could be that pullback. I'm not going to open another position until I see the market give me something else, right? But we understand, I've shown this many, many, many times before, that levels of interest are a real thing, right? People are paying attention to them. Now, what we're looking at is approximately 5 hours worth of data, but when we take a look at a higher interval, we see that there were lower points earlier in the morning, right? So we got like at 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock in the morning, right about here. We were all, we were here. I mean, right? So it came up and it couldn't break this level since, and I would say, well, actually, I would say since here, right? Since 12 o'clock. Right? So for 4.5 hours, right? What the hell is time right now? Yeah, almost for like, yeah, 5 hours right now, this level wasn't breached. So we need to be aware of that, and once again, keep an eye out about what the market is telling us. So it did dip a little bit below, but it looks like it's coming back up. We got oh my God, wait a second. I didn't even kind of notice this. Look at this beautiful thing, huh? We got essentially almost our fourth point contact. One, two, three, and, almost. I usually like to put it across the bodies, but some people will factor in the wick as well. It's kind of stretching that truth a little bit. It's that red pill becomes a rosy one because it's not quite what you should be doing, but nevertheless, there is some sort of a pattern there that you might be able to see. Then the hell with what I say. If it brings you good pattern, good statistics, then keep doing it, bro. All right, so there we go. We established this as a very, very strong level of support that's been going on from for a few hours, right? For like 5 hours from right now. And it's unlikely that, there we go. We got an early signal for a buy. We got two green bars with MACD. Yeah, I would say that I'm kind of inclined to think that it should be going up a little bit at least more. Yeah, I kind of entered late because it could be already, kind of petering out and going down even further. But we'll see. We'll see. Two green bars. We got going to the zero line. We still got a lot with rate of change. But we'll see. Yeah, I'm probably going to go with the $3. And I don't know if I should take the next minute. Anybody, if you guys come across this, stream right now, let me know. Kind of tune into this. Try to see, maybe a pattern that I'm not seeing. Right? Give me your opinion. So as I mentioned, there we go. Exactly what I entered, saying that man, this is too high. And I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna play. The next position until I get better signals. All right. So rate of change. It's got a ways to go to the next. It's got ways to go to the zero line to the crossing. But I do believe we got the kind of the MACD line and the signal line are kind of no longer pointing down, but they're kind of rounding out a little bit. Yeah, so I'm still inclined that this move right here was very aggressive, right? If we take a look at this fall right here, man, this was like super steep, and this is not really usually something that lasts for long. And as I mentioned, I don't know, do I want to open a $3 right now? No, I shouldn't have, because once again, it's testing this line, testing this period, so next one should be 750. And I'm going to wait for a better signal, right? So what would be a better signal for me? A crossing, see, we got the two greens, we got the over, the shaft kind of rounding out, stating that it should be going up. You know what, what the hell with it. Okay, let's take the next one. Let's take the next one. Let's take the next one right now. And because this is 7 and 750, next, oh, wow, okay, next one should be actually quite big, right? If we lose this one, we lost 2, 5, 5. Okay, so yeah, 1.5 is 750. Next one is 1875. See, man, then yeah, if I'm gonna lose this one, 1875 is something that's gonna have to wait until I get more confirmations from the other indicators. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we're gonna lose this one. So let's see what. Let's wait a little bit more. All right, and let's make sure to up our clock. Yeah, my watch tells me get up and move. Yeah, thanks, watch. I need to sit and watch instead of get up and move. All right, still a green bar. But we got an early signal. We kind of got a signal from Fractal saying that it's going to be going down. We got super trend going sideways. Yeah, I'm still inclined to believe that this has to be breaking upwards soon. In the next couple of minutes. All right, nobody in chat right now. Still waiting. We still got 3. Okay, we got 4 green bars. We got kind of rate of change incline, climbing upwards. Though this sucker is, the acid is kind of, I don't know, sawing at this particular level. There we go. We got the MACD line starting to point upwards. I don't know if this is like the right entry point yet. I still believe that. Oh, okay. Wait a second. We got to be on the next line, right? I still believe that a little bit, just a few more seconds. I think I'll take a position a little bit sooner than the expiration of this candle, but not yet. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. Maybe not the entire thing, but I'm going to wait. No, I'm gonna wait for the candle to actually be to close. All right. So what do we got? We got a buy signal. All right. The son of a gun. All right, let's go in now. Let's take a look. All right, so next position after 18 subset. See, it's 46.88 already right now. I am confident enough that it should be going up. Once again, remember that not everybody plays by the rules. All right, and this is where, again, see, 46.88, this is already something that would annihilate our entire progress today. Right, so let's take a look. I don't know if I want to open this, right? But we didn't start so good, right? We immediately lost 1250. There we go. We got this back about here. We were $9-10 in profit. Here we were, all right, still like $11-12 in profit here. And, alright, so now we got, for, 13 or 14 bucks in profit right here. See, yeah, taking that next position would be doable, right? I still believe it's something that is appropriate, but again, you see, we wiped out our profit on the previous position, and now we're risking digging our red, getting in the red significantly, right? So this is where, again, I cannot tell somebody with a clear conscience, say, hey, dude, you should, just keep going, right? Some people realize that based on the amount of signals that they get, that they could theoretically stop at second, maximum third step martingale, and still be at the end of the day either in the zero, or if you dipped in the red, or going in the green, right? So we've made it because, as I mentioned, I do believe that it's going to go up. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go for the next position. I'm still going to say up. And yeah, that means that we've cleared this, right? So we were like 12 bucks in profit here. 5, 12, 18. Hold on, I'll tell you. The 18, it's $31 that we were in the red. So now we're like 20 bucks in profit. Right, so it's not a lot. As I keep mentioning, I'm not gonna, technical trading is it's something that um, that you can never be 100% sure of, right? So look, it's sawing at this level for freaking, like, what we got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 minutes after falling down so aggressively from the, relatively decent pip movement, going to this particular level where, the guys are still here not sure if they're going to be going up or down. So I still believe, look, we still got this, green dominance, right? Green bars, which means that it's coming towards that upward movement. And am I going to go? Yeah, I'm going to go up again. Yeah, because of the signals, right? We do have once again, the probability is higher that it's going to be going upwards for a while as well, not just for a couple of candles. There we go. We do have this, depending on, once again, what the pocket option clients do right now. Euro ruble, once again, we're playing the statistics. The higher probability is there that it's going to be going upwards soon. If not on this candle, then perhaps on the next or the one after. So we got the crossing of the MACD and the signal line. We got crossing of the histogram. All right, there we go. We got for next position. I'll still go up. Oh, click to reload. Yeah. Yeah, all right. So all right. For whatever reason, maybe the quotes, maybe the volatility was too low, or maybe everybody else, thought that it's not worth trading, just like me, and switched to another asset. So the volatility is not there, so they removed it for a bit. All right. So let's take a look. We got. All right. Remember I said we got, if there's a breakout strategy, chances are it's going to continue, but it looks like it's sawing a little bit as well. Don't like what I see here. Don't like really what I see here. So no Euro CHF for me. CAD JPY, what do we got? I don't know. Not really anything impressive. No visible support and resistance levels. We got a buy signal. Well, yeah, we got a buy signal, but I think we're late already. Alright, so I think that we're late. Alright, the buy signal was here, but once again, look at these bars, right? And the zero line was crossed by right here, right on this candle. And I don't know, parabolic fractal. We got buy signal from SHAF as well. But I think that we're late. So, we would need to maybe a little bit more, let's just skip that one for now. We can come back to it later. Oh. All right, look at this. This is beautiful. I like this because, once again, we need to understand that, man, for this sucker to be going down since like 20 minutes before 4, so for like an hour and a half, it's been establishing lower lows, right? It's been establishing lower lows. And the recent one, it's relatively aggressive, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to agree with me. And I want somebody to hop in here and turn this into a dialogue instead of monologue. Alright, there we go. We got a relatively decent 1, 2, 3-point contact, and we got a bunch of green bars. We got the rounding out. I do believe that in the near future, though, the one thing I don't really like about this BHDCNY is look at the size of the candles, man. We're talking about pipettes. Right, this entire candle is 1 pip. Right, so if we're going to talk a little bit about this a little bit more, but look, we got ATR, average true range, which is a volatility indicator, showing that it's the size of the candles are not really going to be big. They're kind of going to be on the small side. All right, but soon, unless once again, pocket option clients are going to be continuing to sell, unless they which looks like they are, right? Based on what we got here, we got a red bar, though the minute just started. We're establishing a new low on the screen. There's so 1879 42 versus 1875 70, right? So wow, that's so 30 pips, 72 pip difference between this and this, right? So 72 pip difference. That's pretty freaking massive. So I don't know. I do like the fact that it's going down for such a long time. Makes me think that there should be a reversal, and once it breaks through, it could be going up for that long time as well. We got a sideways movement here. I don't know. Hold on. Let's see if we can. Actually see kind of like a channel almost here. Well, let's see. Am I correct? Not quite a channel, but we do got a really decent resistance level. And, yeah, what I would do is I would probably put my trend lines as well. Alright, so we got a very decent resistance level. There it is. And we got maybe kind of like a recent support level that kind of measures up. There we go. Alright, so what will it do? Will it go up? See, once again, kind of small on this. Wait, let's remove that to see if it's... There we go. Not really massive kind of moves, right? It's still, even though it is going upwards, we're kind of understanding that it's, barely. Alright, so if it went from here, 64.97, next one, 65, that's 4 pips right here. That's 3 pips right here. 04 to 13. Alright, so 8 pips right here. It's not really big. Alright, so these moves are not very, once again, not really something that I would trust yet. And zero line is here, which it's crossing it right now. Though I'm looking at MACD and I'm looking at chaff, and I'm not very excited about this particular crossing. I don't know, guys. I think that maybe for today we might be coming to an end. Alright, let's take a look at AUD CAD. Yeah, kind of same thing. It's kind of going sideways, not very exciting in terms of movement. I think, yeah, BHDCNY, so far it's still the most Hold on, we got a possible winner for another keep my attention moment. There we go. We got a relatively decent, very aggressive support level that I'm seeing a bunch of red bars in the MACD. The zero line is still far off for rate of change, but it is already declining. And, yeah, I do believe that very, very soon it should be exhibiting some desire to break through this level and go downward. Next level of interest would probably be here. Next one after probably somewhere here, which would, means that if it goes in 2 candles, not very, beneficial, but it could go in these tiny candles and keep going downward for a bit longer. So, I don't know. I gotta run and go pick up my kid from kindergarten. But I'm leaving you guys with this. unless in the next 2 minutes it shows us exactly what we want to see, the crossing of the zero, crossing. Here we do have a bunch of higher probability that this is going to be happening sooner than later. All right, just maybe in this candle right here. All right, hold on. Let me get ready. All right. There we go. Is it? Because it could be cutting this line. Look, all right. You know what? Let's take it. Screw it. All right, let's take it. We'll go to the next one. Next one's going to be 750. All right, already. So it could actually just have touched and continue to go up. But as I mentioned, the probability that this is something that's going to be coming towards a reversal is much higher. All right, we can kind of see something similar right here. All right, there it is, right, like that. You know, kind of. It's not exact. I keep mentioning it's not an exact science. We got 1, we got 2, we got 3, and there we go, like this. Okay, came through and continued. All right, there we go. All right, $5, we're in the money. We're in the bank. I don't know. I still think I want to go down a little bit lower. I do believe that it's going to continue. All right, and I think that in this 1 hour that we've been with you guys today, I think we made like $30, $40, right? Because right here we were, 10, like 20, actually no, 20. It looks like oh wow, the profitability is a little bit on the low side with Euro Ruble. That's why we didn't make some money there, but nevertheless. All right, let's see what's going on, because we do have a sell signal. I do believe that it's going to be going down. And you know what? I might do something silly like this. And take advantage of 7. Son of a gun. All right, wait a second. 7.5. 1875 is next. I might just wipe out our profit right now. All right, I still believe it's going to be going downward. Yeah, this is it. I should have went and pick up my kid. All right, but I do believe it should be going down. Come on. Based on signals, we got it. We got the crossings, the MACD. We got the crossing of the zero line. Right there it is. But it's still inkling upwards, so it might be sawing for a while. This is where having a big balance is actually a good thing, but not something that I enjoy. Putting up that kind of money on technical analysis alone. So that's why I usually keep it small. Yeah, we're looking at, if we take a look at ATR, which again shows us the size of the candle potential, right? It's actually declining. Right, so not a particularly good place, but because it was going up for so long, look, we got the parabolic. I would actually say that I'm still going to go back to $5 next position. I'm still going to take it. All right, but right now, my dear friends, I'll let you go. I got to go pick up my kid. Telegram channel is open. It's going to become a little bit bigger. It's going to become a little bit better. There's going to be a staff member on the call to answer, but I'm there practically all the time if you guys are going to ask any kind of questions about what you've seen today, about what might have heard, so we are able to analyze the logical approach of other traders. I'm always going to be very eager to cover this with you guys as well. So, my dear friends, 1 second, let's go. Let's bid you adieu. Tomorrow we're going to be doing more technical analysis, live trading, and I do encourage you to kind of present, like the video, put a comment, tell me what you really want to discuss, and yeah, let's start putting money in your pocket. Let's start putting a little bit extra in your wallet. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time.